All right, Bang 'em Smurf. How's it going?
What's happening, man? I can't complain. You all right? Everything's smooth.
Yeah, man. Glad to finally be locking in with you, man. You know what I'm saying? You got a pretty dope history in hip hop and everything you've been through.
No
You know what
doubt.
I'm saying? You checked out your story before, man.
Yeah.
It's dope, man. I'm just glad to have you here.
Yeah, man. Blessing you all right? Great to be on
For
your
sure,
show,
for
too. I
sure.
be checking you out.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
I'll be grinding. I'm trying.
No doubt. Keep it up, though.
Thank you. Well, I thought we would start from the beginning and just kind of get to know you a little bit better for the people on
Yeah.
my channel who might not know who you are, man. Can you, tell me a little bit about yourself and where you grew up and everything?
Well, you know me, man. I'm banging Smurf, man. Former G-Unit co-founder, Southside Jamaica, Queens, That's where we from. That's where I used to reside, did all my dirt. Hustle, music, Southside,
You
baby.
originally grew up in Trinidad.
Yeah, I was raised in Trinidad. Not raised, I was born in Trinidad, raised in America. Yeah, I left Trinidad like 7 years old. Yeah, then landed in Brooklyn.
What was that like?
That transition, like, I was young, so it really ain't matter to me. I was with my mother, so I was cool. You know what I mean? I'm young at the time, you heard? So that transition was cool. I landed in Brooklyn in the crack epidemic, you heard? 88, you dig? So I witnessed a lot in Brooklyn. I lived there for like 3 years. Then I moved to Queens.
And what's that like? So you're about 10 years old and you get to Queens. And
Yeah.
is it a rough neighborhood for you?
Yeah, you could say it wasn't really rough for me because I just left Brooklyn, you heard? Brooklyn is, a tough area. You heard? I was on East 34th between Snyder and Tilden, you heard? So that was a pretty tough neighborhood, you heard? Yeah. So, I learned a lot from there. Like, what's funny about it, like, one of the homies I used to look up to, my big cuz I used to look up to when I was out there, he here with me now. He got deported too, so that's what's dope about it. So when I actually landed in Brooklyn, I used to look up to my cuz right here. He used to, hold me down and shit. He was the fly nigga in the neighborhood. They used to call him Dane the Dane and shit, you heard? Know what I mean? So he like schooled me to the game, like dressing, being tough, fighting, shit like that, you heard? Yeah. So shout out to Brooklyn. But when I moved to Queens, it was cool, man, because I was already tough. You dig? So it was normal for me, man. Yeah, so I moved to Jamaica, Queens. So when I moved to Queens, Queens was cool, Played a lot of sports out there, things like that too at that age, yeah. So before I even started hustling and all that, we used to do the sports thing and all that. You dig?
What sports did you play?
Man, I played all sports, man. Basketball, football, baseball. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And you get in the streets pretty early, I believe.
Yeah, man. I was in the streets since I was in Brooklyn. So I was in the streets since 7 years old, man. Since I was in Brooklyn, that's how I told you. I was outside. I used to run around with my big cousin and them, you heard? Yeah. My first house parties, back in the days. There's house parties. First house parties, Brooklyn. First fight, Brooklyn. You know what I mean? First bust my head in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Okay, and I believe you mentioned in the interview that you were going out of town at like 10 years old?
Nah, not no 10 years old, man. Like 13, man. 12, 13, man. Yeah, that's a fact,
12,
though.
13?
Yeah, that's when I used to run around with my homie Silky, you heard? Rest in peace to Silky, you heard? Yeah, that's facts. We in junior high school, we out of town and all that. I dropped out the 9th grade, you heard? You know what I mean? I was a hustler from young, you heard? I never really did the school thing, you heard? Yeah. So after I graduated from junior high, that's 8th grade, that's 13, 14, I was done school. I'm hustling everything, full force. And we used to do the music thing as well. But yeah, I was out of town at like 13, 12, 13, me and my homie Silky. Yeah, PA, yeah. Selling level
What's
crack.
that like, being that young and you're out of town? That's young.
Yeah, you gotta remember too though, man, that's the early 90s, bro. Remember, that's the crack epidemic, man. Like, all the young boys was hustling. It's not like I was the only young boy out there hustling. You got young boys from all over hustling, from Hollis, everywhere, Laurelton, everywhere, everybody, man. Like, getting money back in the days, man. Everybody was getting money. Yeah, young boys too, yeah.
How'd your family feel when they found out you were in the streets?
Well, they already knew I was wild since I was born, bro. I was just different. I was always different. You know, I always did what I wanted to do. I was very educated from young. So my mind was just different from young. I was just mature from young, bro. My mind was just always different. I was just happened to be blessed with, very educated. I taught myself everything I know, so yeah. No pops around. We left my pops back in Trinidad. Yeah.
Do you keep in contact with your dad in Trinidad or anything, or
Yeah,
did you just
man.
completely just
My
move?
dad just came and checked me. Like, he in Trinidad. He's still around. He's still active. I seen him the other day. Yeah.
Okay, dope.
Yeah.
All right, now, do you eventually quit playing sports just to hustle?
Let me tell you why I quit playing sports, though, right? See, when I went Jamaica High School, right? See, when we graduated from 231, I used to go to 231. Shout out to everybody that used to go to 231, right? That was my junior high, whatever, right? So I used to love sports, whatever. So when I went to high school, they stopped the basketball team. It wasn't no more basketball team, so that crushed my heart. So I was like, school, because the high school I got accepted for was Jamaica. You dig? So they had no basketball team, so I was like, school, man. I'm about to go hustle, man. And that time, my homies was doing the music thing, the Lost Boys. You dig? So it was the music and hustling, bro.
The Lost Boys. So
Yeah.
can you kind of talk about that a little bit?
The Lost Boys is Mr. Cheeks, Freaky Ty, Pretty Loose, Big Nice. Rest in peace, Freaky Ty, you what? That was the biggest rap group in Jamaica, Queens, man. Early 90s, late 90s, you know what I mean? They used to run shit, you know what I mean? Them and Onyx. Now my other OGs from Queens, you what? But Lost Boys was like a crew. They was a rap group, but we was like a crew. We was like 1,000 ghetto strong. We was like 1,000 deep, man. We used to terrorize New York. Yeah, everybody know about the Lost Boys from New York and LA. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember their music.
Yeah, but them was my big homies. I came up under Freaky Ty, 134. You dig? Yeah, that was my big homie. So while they doing the music thing, we out there hustling and all kind of shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. They used to lock Queens though, man. Rest in peace to the big homie, Freaky Ty. I came up under him, that's my big homie. Yeah. Before the G Unit shit. So I was actually doing the music shit before like 50 and cause I used to run behind my OGs and shit. They have us in the studio, I'm on shows with them. And then Freaky Ty had his own group, J&J, Drama and Jugger. I was a part of that group. And Mikey Dawn as well. Yeah. So if Ty ain't died, it might even been no G Unit, or I wouldn't even been a part of G Unit. Because if my original big homie ain't died, yeah, I would have still been under him. So when he died, that crushed me. And that's when I really just started, wilding and busting my gun. He died when I was 18 years old. Yeah.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon. So hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.